So, do you want to improve your likability? Do you want to become more attractive to the opposite sex? Do you want to learn how to communicate better? Of course you do. Stay tuned because we're going to talk about it. Peace, and as always, cheers, folks. Mark Mihalovic, aka the Flying Health Coach, coming to you from my lovely dormitory in Wichita Falls, Texas, at good old Shepherd Air Force Base. So today we are talking about communication. We're going to break down the three parts of communication and how it's how we actually communicate to others. Specifically, how to influence others is the key point today. Is how do I influence other people that I'm communicating with, but also the importance of communicating to yourself and how you can utilize all of those things to make yourself more likable to others, to attract others, and more likable just to yourself in general, right? So all in all, it's a really key part of your life that can help change your life for the better and help you become the person that you want to be. Because again, a lot of the stuff, we're just really not aware of it, so I do these videos again always to help you guys become more aware of these concepts and to hopefully help you think differently. And again, as always, choose a different course in life. If that all sounds good to you, please don't forget to like and subscribe down below. I'll put my email up there at the end for the coaching purposes, but until then, let's get to the content. So, let's bust on my nice little whiteboard. Bless my girlfriend's heart for sending it. Communication. Words we use, verbal and nonverbal physical cues. Okay? So, they call this the 55-38-7 rule. Now, there's a study done at USC in the years past that they talked about when it comes to influencing people and building rapport with somebody, especially, right? Because that's what being likable is, and getting attraction, it starts with building rapport with other people in your life. Influencing and building rapport, only 7% comes from the words you actually use. So when you think about it, the more that you're trying to talk and fill gaps in space, that's not having a really high effect on somebody else. Versus verbal and nonverbal, the verbal being, well, what is that? Verbal means the tonality of your voice. Could mean how fast you're talking, how slow you're talking, your volume of your voice, the timbre of your voice. Is there, inflection you're putting on certain words? You put this down for now. So it's like the quality of your voice, right? It's the tonality. And then there's the nonverbal, like what I'm doing right now. You can tell I'm kind of in more of a relaxed position doing this YouTube video. As you've seen it, when people maybe are kind of feeling down and out, what's their body language like? Well, usually their shoulders are kind of slouched forward, their head's down. They probably have some facial expressions that are pretty telling that they're not in the happiest state versus someone who's really happy, right? Their shoulders are back, they have a strong posture, they're usually talking a little bit louder, their overall quality of the voice is a little bit more sharp, a little bit more clear, right? There's more inflection, right? There's more excitement behind those words. And those people are just, you kind of naturally gravitate towards that, right? So think if you're thinking about building rapport with somebody, right? You're thinking you want to become more likable or become more attractive. So how do you do that? Well, when it comes to building rapport, especially with physiology, the body language that you use, right? So if you're going to go talk to somebody and you kind of exhibit more like defensive body language, you're kind of crossing your arms, and that alone kind of means you're not really like receptive to what they're saying, because you're essentially closing your heart, right? So you're kind of exhibiting just not so subpar body language, versus if you're just you're standing there loose, maybe you got your hand just kind of chilling here, just relaxing. What looks more inviting to talk to? Somebody who's sitting in a chair like this, kind of slouched down, like looks like they don't care about life, versus just kind of sitting, hanging back, and just enjoying their time. Your physiology is a giant part of how you can influence other people. So that's what you can do. Now, when it comes to building rapport with somebody, if I'm talking to somebody and I can tell maybe they're leaning, I'll start leaning. Matching and mirroring what they're doing. If they're sitting down, I'll sit down. If they're crossing one of their legs, I'll cross one of my legs. Or you can do the reverse. If they're crossing one of their legs, I'll kind of just maybe cross over my arm. If they're crossing their arms, I'll cross my legs. Those are subtle ways that you can build rapport with another person without them even knowing it, and that alone helps improve that communication, how you influence them in regards to what they think about you. Tonality. If the person that you're talking to, right, if they're talking super loud and you're talking really quiet like this, you need to bring the volume up a little bit, right? Or if you want to influence them and they're talking really loud, you start to talk a little softer. You'll notice they're going to subconsciously start to talk a little softer. That's a key indicator that you're now building rapport with that person. So you want to watch out for stuff like that. You want to be able to match and mirror kind of what the other person's doing, and that what it's doing is creating a safe environment for both of you so good communication can occur. Now, with the words being only 7%, they're still important, don't get me wrong. And I know if you Google that stuff, it'll say, yeah, words are super important, which they are, right? When it comes to using effective words, right? The person that controls the room in the conversation is the one asking the questions, okay? So if you want to become more likable, and if you want to especially become more attractive to other people, insert the 3 things, okay? What words, verbal being 7%, get good at asking questions. Be curious about the other person. Number 2, your verbal words, your tonality. How are you talking? Are you talking really fast? Are you matching the speed of how they're talking? Are you talking super loud? Are you talking quiet, right? So pay attention to that stuff. And are you kind of matching, mirroring what they're doing? And play with it too, right? If you're talking to someone, lower your voice a little bit, slow your voice down, speed it up, see if they can match what you're doing unconsciously. If you're doing that, you know you're building rapport. And finally, with the physiology, again, who do you want to go talk to? Do you want to talk to some guy or girl that's sitting here looking like they don't want to be there, their heads down, arms across, or is it more comfortable to talk to someone who's just kind of laid back, just chilling and having a good time? So those 3 things are super important when it comes to building rapport with somebody, becoming more likable, and becoming more attractive, okay? Specifically when it comes to asking questions. People out there love to talk about themselves, right? Humans love it. So if you can get good at asking basic questions, hey, I noticed you're reading an interesting book. What's the book about? Hey, I love that shirt. Where'd you get it from? I like that band, right? Just basic stuff. You get good at that, see how they're sitting, match your tonality, build rapport with them, and before you know it, you're off to the runnings with a good conversation. Become more likable, because when you gave that person the chance to talk more about their life, when they leave that conversation, there's mystery there. They don't know much about you. They just know that they had a person asking them all these life questions. They felt heard, they felt understood, and you matched their physiology, you matched some of their tonality, and they felt comfortable around you and they felt safe around you. Do you want to be around someone that makes you feel safe, or do you want to be around someone that makes you feel like you're on edge and you don't care? Probably there's someone that makes you feel safe, heard, and understood, and the fact that you care enough to ask questions. Now, lastly, really quick, about the communication with yourself, especially physiology, right? We've talked a lot on this channel about how your state of mind is influenced by your physiology. So physiology is going to be 55% of how you can influence other people. That's also an equally high percentage of how you're influencing yourself and how your brain's going to work. So again, think back to Charlie Brown. If you're going to sit there like this, sit down in a chair with your arms crossed and your head down, are you overly excited to live your life and you're going to talk like you're excited and happy? No, you're not. Versus, stand up straight, you put your shoulder blades back, you put a smile on your face, you're going to talk differently. You're going to have different tonality because you changed your physiology. When you change your physiology, you're automatically going to feel more confident in your brain, you're going to feel better, and you're going to want to go out there and do stuff in your life versus sitting all hunched down like this, like you're all mad because life's mean to you. Life's not mean to you, okay? Life's mean to everybody sometimes, but it's just how you interpret it. So, anyway, words you use, verbal, your actual tonality of your voice, and then your physiology. Those 3 things, specifically your tonality and your physiology, the 2 biggest chunks of communication and how to influence people, how to build rapport with people, but remember also how you build rapport and influence yourself on the inside when it comes to changing your life and your state of mind. So, as always, folks, Hope the video was beneficial. Again, I do the videos to help make you think a little differently, become more self-aware of these types of concepts. And again, if you like the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Come back again next week with some more, and we'll stay on this journey together. And just remember, until next time, you just gotta believe. Peace and cheers.